What's going on, YouTube? This is 3zinferno. So, have a little bit of disappointing news for you guys. I mean, I know a lot of you guys won't, really don't want to hear this, but right now I'm probably gonna at least semi-retire from Yugi-tubing or making YouTube videos. Now, I haven't been making videos much the past month or two, and yes, a majority of it is because it's a lack of time. But when I do have time, honestly, I'm disinterested in making these videos. The game right now is actually pretty balanced, and that's a sign for me that if I can't even make good videos when there's a balanced and diverse meta, that I'm really disinterested in the game. When I started YouTubing back in summer of last year, 2011, I wasn't really in it for the money. Now, I do vend at Frankensons and other things, so that stuff, yeah, I do make some pocket money, but it's not really like I make a career out of selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But when I made this channel, I really was not in it for the money. I was really in it for the fame. I wanted to be, someone widely known in the community, looked up to, and really like people just wanting to talk to me and ask me questions, and and it's also for me. When I make videos, I learn because it helps myself learn. I wanted to learn the best plays for an Infinity loop, the best plays, the best deck to build, or how to build it to battle the meta. And that was helping me just as much as it was helping you guys, because when I would do research, it would help me learn, and that's how I topped those 3 events, because of all the research I was doing for you guys as well as for myself. And if you don't believe me that I wasn't in it for the money, I really don't make that much on YouTube. I make like $100 every maybe 2-3 months, maybe 2 months. So it's not even that much, and I wasn't really in it for that. Now, I've always tried to put out the best information I could, but right now, I don't play much at all. I go to YCS's, I go to some regionals, but I never go to locals anymore. I don't even keep up with the top 32. I'm not even interested right now to go look at the Rhode Island's top 32 list. Now, granted, I still make I made some decent videos in the past 2 months. Like the one where I talked about YCS Providence predictions. I actually was spot on all 3 of them. I said that at least 5 or 6 big names would top, and I don't really count, but I know a few of the names that came up already, like Simon He and whoever. So, okay, my prediction was pretty good on that one. And then I said windups wouldn't win, and I know that's a really general thing to say, but in all honesty, windups didn't really even crack the top 16, and for the reasons I explained, because of the hand traps. And 3 dragons and agents would make a bigger impact than anyone would expect. I mean, maybe not greater than anyone would expect, but most people would expect. Dragons took 2nd place. Agents, with Simon He and among other people, made a big hit in the top 32. So, my predictions were really spot on. But for me, that is too much of a generalization. What I mean by that is, remember in Long Beach where I made a whole series saying preparing for YCS Long Beach Gravekeepers, or preparing for YCS Long Beach Insectors, or whatever. For me, that was really integral part of my studying, I guess you could call it. By preparing other people for this event, I prepared myself for this event. But recently, before I went to YCS Indy, I was gonna make a whole series too, but just being disinterested in the decks, not the decks, but in the game itself, I really didn't want to take the time to make a whole series about this or make a whole series about that, because I wasn't intrigued, and that really is that shows me that the disinterest in the game right now, that I shouldn't be making any videos, and I'm not, and that's why you can tell that I'm not really doing this for the money. Just being disinterested in the game, and me not doing my research and doing other things to help make these videos, that to me shows that I can't give out the best possible information. And if I wanted to give out better information, I would have to do research and things that I'm not right now willing to commit myself to. In like real life right now, I'm gonna go, if I get through this interview process really well, I'm gonna get into the residency program, and that's gonna take 6 months out of my time, 6 months in a row where I can't take more than 1 or 2 days off for vacation. So I won't be traveling to YCSs, won't be traveling to, maybe I'll go to regionals if that day's open for me, but I won't go to anything like that. So honestly, right now in my life, it's actually a decent time for me to put down the camera and just live. So I really thank you guys for all your support. Everyone that's been helping me out, like other Yugi-tubers like Slim X Team Symmetry, we got H95, among others. You guys are really helpful. You guys trying to promote my channel. But it just, another thing, I was reading this article, and you know how I mentioned in the beginning that I was really in it more for the fame, for Yugi-tubing than for the money. I really wanted to get my name out, for people to know that, I can actually, I'm actually capable of doing work. I'm not just, one-hit wonder. I wanted to prove myself through telling other people, prepare for this, because and how to prepare. I really want to do this. But one of my friends posted up this article by Christopher Perovic. I'll link it below. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! The State of the Game. And he was talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Once had superstars, big names like Paul Leviton, Adam Corn, Ryan Howell, Cesar Gonzalez, Phil Luna, Jerry Wang, etc., etc. And he says nowadays people are, mostly in it for the money, and I can really see that. And I mean, and he keeps going in the article. It's a really good read. I recommend you guys read it. It talks about how nowadays people are just in it for the money. And I mean, true, because there's no real superstars to follow nowadays. Okay? And I highly encourage you to read it. I'll link it below. I don't really want to go through the whole thing. But I really, this really set me in the right direction. I was already disinterested, disheartened by what Yugi-tubing is right now. More for the money than for, and putting out content that just, that doesn't help the meta. The game itself is decently balanced in this format, but the thing about the coverage, Konami or whatever Konami blog that puts up coverage, they don't put out top deck lists. I can't even skim over a deck list and point out reasons, because I have to go on YouTube and search all that. And it's really annoying. I don't even know the names. I don't know what decks topped. Maybe one deck was really special and that had one tech card that pushed it through, but it was a wind-up deck. And I'm like, well, no one's going to feature it on YouTube because it was a wind-up deck. But maybe it was running like Silver Sentinel or something, and maybe that would have been important. So if there was a top 32 deck list, I could point at that and say, look, this guy was running Silver Sentinel. But I can't see that now because no one wants to feature a wind-up deck list, right? So for me, that messes with it too, and the fact that my research is so limited based on splash decks like Sea Lancer deck at Providence, Rhode Island. Granted, it is a splash deck, wow, that's pretty cool that it topped, but I can't look at the top meta decks and see any tech cards because no one will feature them. Okay, no one cares if the wind-up player was playing XYZ Reborn or Silver Sentinel because it was a wind-up deck. Herp derp wind-up deck. That's what everyone thinks. But if there's that one tech card that can be run in that deck, maybe it can be used in another deck, or maybe the logic behind it is really good, and maybe it should be used for other circumstances. So that's part of my thing too, that the coverage is so bad, and if you read it, there's they're promoting Dragon Duels more than the finals match. I'm like, what? There's 5 Dragon Duels, and then the finals. But then where are the top 32, top 16? I just really think that right now, Yugi-tubing and coverage itself should be more directed towards the meta of the game, and not for things like I mean, I'm guilty of it too sometimes. I put them up randomly because people want to see it, but I don't want it to be a staple of my YouTube channel. I don't want all my videos to be of pack openings or tins or whatever, you know, like random things like that. I want all my information to be to the point and always helping people, you know. And so you know, that's one of the major reasons why I am not doing Yugi-tubing anymore. The disinterest in the game, as well as, you know, just people like on YouTube that do really like they don't help the game in a really strong way, and yet they have like a bajillion subscribers. And for me, I have like not 3K, but I used to at least put out all this useful and as information as possible. So hopefully you guys find a good channel that helps you get better at the game. I'll still be at Frankenstein's for a little bit until I get news of the residency program, so I'll be there for at least until January. So you guys can always stop by and say hi, and you guys can always, you know, say hi to me at regionals and other things like that, or at events. I will be going to Seattle. I already bought my ticket, so I'm going to go, and I want to see the city itself. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, I guess. Alright, that's it for me, and maybe I'll drop a video once in a while, but that's it for me for now. Thanks guys, 3zinferno signing out.